What's going on, everybody? Ask John here. So I want to talk about in this video. Do I think that China should or Chinese should apologize to the rest of the world for making this pandemic globally? Should we do this or not? Now, before I say this, before I give you my opinion, I want to show you. Actually, this is a very controversial topic for Chinese. The internet, Chinese internet, they always like to censor people, especially right now. When you talk about coronavirus, it could become political, especially if you are an influencer. All right. So here is some examples. This one, a MC for the Shanghai Sharp basketball team was sacked in China after comparing coronavirus quarantine to staying in jail. He came from abroad to China. He was made to be self quarantine, but he complained about the environment, the room service, all that. I don't think it's very offensive, but you can't say it's like in prison, it's like in jail. So after he said that on Weibo, he was sacked very quickly, even though he deleted the post. Another thing, not just for foreigners, more for Chinese. Here, this dude is called Archu. He was actually a CCTV anchor or host. So he was totally banned by the Chinese state broadcaster, just because he said that, just because he suggests that maybe we should apologize to the world. It's just a suggestion, but it's not acceptable. When you talk about coronavirus, when you express your opinion within China, you have always follow the government line, especially for these famous people. For him, he's a CCTV host, so when anything he says, there are thousands eyes on him. So this is the English report for this British MC. This is the Chinese report. This is the English report for the sacked CCTV host, and this is the Chinese report. So what I'm saying is that now, luckily, I'm nobody, so I can, at least right now, I can say, I can try to keep it real. I can try to keep it 100%. But if I were famous, I would either shut up or just agree with what the government has said 100%. So before I give you my opinion, let me just put this out. But in this video, I'm not bashing the government or the Chinese government or the CCP. Actually, I think the government has did a good job in containing the virus. If you ask me, like maybe 1 month, 2 weeks ago, do I feel like China or the government own, how do you say, China or Chinese own the world apology? I'm more inclined to think that. But if you ask me right now, I really don't think that we should apologize. Now here we have the real-time coronavirus statistics. Now in China, for quite a few days, basically there's no new native cases. All these confirmed cases are from abroad. Now there's no doubt that the government is having the order under control, having the situation under control at a very huge cost. All right. And recently, for maybe like last week, Most cases are from abroad, almost all. So here you see, like right now we have only 4,000, more than 4,000 active cases, but in Italy, within a few days, I predict that Italy will surpass China in terms of the total cases. All right, maybe within 2 weeks, a month, USA will surpass China, or Spain will surpass China. Now that means that things in Italy or USA is much worse than in China. You have to consider that China has over 1.4 billion people. Now let me find how many people do Italy have. So Italy has roughly 60 million people. So China has more than 20 times of the population of Italy, right? But the total confirmed case Italy is catching up. And let me see how many people USA has. Oh yeah, so USA has over 300 million. That is 1/4 of Chinese population. All right. So as you can see, like somebody else be telling me, USA is worse than China right now. Yeah, from the statistics, right? China is has 3 more times of the population than USA, but they only has less than twice of the confirmed cases of USA. So yeah, like the coronavirus right now is like a test to the governing ability of the governments around the globe. No, right now I'm thinking, like probably yes, the Chinese government is doing a great job containing the spread of the virus both within China, both from spreading to the rest of the cities, or from spreading to the rest of the world. And another thing is that even though it seems that the origin of this virus is in Wuhan, but we don't have a scientific proof that it is from Wuhan. But I also don't agree that some spokesman from the military said that it could be a virus brought by the military of America. I think that is it's a conspiracy, right? It's a conspiracy theory. Right now, if you try to find that article, the news report about that within China, in Chinese, you can't find it, because I think the government also realized that it's not. You can't just accuse. So I definitely don't believe it's like a virus brought by the U.S. military. And also, I think that right now it's not important to discuss or just to blame each other. Right now, we have the number one thing we should do is to curb the spread of the virus. And like, if you blame China, like, for causing this problem, what about it right now? Other cases in China from abroad. Should we blame the foreign countries that sending sick people here? Earlier there was a report, a top football player of China, Wu Lei, right? He got the virus. So should should we blame the football team for causing our top player having to have this virus? Yeah. If you don't know, he's the #1 football player in China. What I'm saying that right now is not the time to blame each other, right? And even and also I don't think like China or Chinese government we can take it easily if we have to apologize. If you understand Chinese, you will say people say more like excuse me, 不好意思, way more often than sorry, than saying sorry or 对不起. Because in Chinese culture and probably in East Asia culture, it is very humiliating to apologize to others. Now I know that in the West, people say I'm sorry, not very often, but in every situations that you should say it, people say I'm sorry. But in China, a lot of times people don't want to take the responsibility. Like if China says sorry, what about other countries asking for compensations? I don't think like China has that money to pay every country that has suffered from this. I don't think so. And also it doesn't make Chinese people look good, even though like some people say that it is because people eat snakes, eat bats. It could be, but right now like the government has enacted a law to ban the farming or eating or catching all the wild animals, but it takes time. Still, like in China, you have some people eating dogs. So yeah, that's what I have to say in this video. So thanks for watching. Stay safe.